this week on the program. With everything on our mind this week, critical race theory and masking after vaccinated, let's not forget the real question on our minds today. Did you bring your tickets to this gun show?
Your emergency exit is right this way, brother.
This exit is for emergencies only.
Holy moly, friends.
Wow.
I brought my tickets. I hope you did too. Welcome
I
to
took
another
steroids
episode.
this week.
You did.
I had to.
Yeah, welcome to another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. This is episode 209. Today is June 18th, 2021. It is again 10 on 10 in our floating tin can. Far above the world. That's right.
Practice out all week.
We are broadcasting from K-Brand Studios. I am Los. You can follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los.
You sounded very fucking authoritarian. I am Los.
I am Los. Joining me as always is exactly Tio Tomas himself, David Aguilar.
Yeah, these guys said we're going to have a gun show tonight. So I said,
right.
yeah, well, you got to get it ready, baby.
That's right. And making sure we're streaming live is Brandon, not Juror 52, Hard Hat Mitchell.
Hello.
Hello, hello. All right. Well, there's a lot to talk about, a lot to do today, but let's get something out of the way. It's the Brew World Order.
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
It's the Brew World
This week we've got Family Business Beer Company's Golden Age German Style Pilsner. Crisp and lively, superbly balanced. Very nice word.
Superbly.
They brew quality beer made for quality time. Beer has a way of bringing people together, and we believe it's best when shared.
Wow.
Whether it's the family you were born into or the one you chose, gather around the table. Scooch down.
Scooch.
Scooch down. It's like the snooch.
Yeah.
Scooch, snooch. There's a seat for everybody here. This won an award in 2019.
This
the
won
Great
an
American Beer
award?
Festival. Silver medal winner for German style Pilsner. It's a champion already in somebody's heart. Silver, though. I don't know why they didn't get gold.
Yeah, well, you
Well,
know.
we've had a chance to drink this and develop a rating from 1 to 10. That's right. And we're going to go ahead and start off with Brandon, not Juror 52.
There it is. I'm not impressed with this beer. I don't hate it. It's weird because it's got a 36 IBU, but it tastes like it's a lot more than that.
Yeah.
It's a little heavy. However, it is very crisp. So therefore, I'm going to give it 7. That's right.
Ooh.
Wow.
All right. What about you exactly?
I feel like it's a very, like, middle of the road beer. Nothing really exciting. I kind of forgot what it tasted like midway through drinking it. I'm going to give it a 5. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. This is a very crisp and clean beer. It does have some chuggability. When you say it should be more bitter, I don't think, or that it feels bitter than what it says. I think it's got the right amount of bitter.
Really?
It's chuggable, drinkable. It's light. It's crisp. This will get it in a really good 9. That's right for me.
9?
9. This is a great beer.
What?
I think it's a great beer. 9. That's right. Ching. All right.
Well, we have different tastes then, my friend.
I don't think that's going to be enough for it to be in
No.
the Brew World Order, but
I-
the tournament of beers.
I was going to get a stout.
Stouts never do well.
Really? Y'all don't like stouts?
I like stouts. I mean, I'll do stouts, but they won't get great ratings.
Yeah,
from
because
us.
they're pretty heavy.
Yeah. We need to figure out a better, way of scaling our ratings so that we can do things like that.
Are we discriminating against the black beers?
Oh, jeez, take it easy. BBLM, Black Beers Life Matter.
Black beers lives matter.
I like Guinness.
Guinness is one of the that's one of the reasons I want to go to Ireland.
Just because you want to have it from the source.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
From the teat. I want to suck on the teat.
Well, that's this week's very happy Brew World Order. Go for it. It's the Blue World Order. As you can see, David has been watching the mustache
I have
video
been.
that we made together, and he's taken some of that product, and he's
I'm using it.
not only does
I'm
he have the
using it, bro.
guns, like all the confidence from the mustache has let him be able to rock the guns.
Yeah, bro. I never wear cutoff sleeves.
You never
Never.
does the Mac.
But you know what? Today, exactly. But today I said, fuck it. Not only do I have the stash, I got the hat.
Willie hat.
I got the Willie hat, man.
Yeah,
I'm repping.
he's pretty sweet. Willie's pretty sweet.
We just watched an episode of Monk where he was convicted. He was one of the suspects.
Oh, is that right? Wonderful. How did your what did your wife think of your mustache?
She actually likes it. She said, I'm already used to it. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Well, I can
Right.
see you're doing a good job. See,
Bro.
it's easier to keep out of your mouth.
Yep.
Test one, test two. What's up, y'all? Low Chip.
Combing it, treating it every other day.
Wonderful.
Using the little shampoo.
And I watched a video from the guys who make that death grip stuff that I gave you, and he said to use oil to get it out. Like put a little bit of beard oil in there, and like
Wow.
it like starts to come off and stuff. That's crazy. Which I forgot.
Test one, test two. What's up, y'all? Low Chip from Room 6 Podcast. Now we're here in my bonsai garden, but that's not what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be doing a little bit of a mustache.
Really tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Death grip. But as you can see, he's been watching that video, and if you're into having yourself a sweet mustache, we gotta be able to.
Can I just
show
say
you a little
also,
bit of
it
the
makes
page.
it makes me want to smile more.
Makes you want to smile.
You know,
more.
more because of the stash. It's up, so it makes.
And now that we don't have to be wearing masks.
no more
anymore,
mask.
It's about time we start styling up our hair again. Everyone's got a
Exactly.
quarantine beard, so it's about time you try some cool looks. I think the next look I'm gonna go for is I'm gonna grow the beard out again, but I'm gonna go chops. Remember that
Oh,
what we did in the
yeah,
beginning of
yeah.
that video?
Uh-huh.
I think I want to go with chops because I'd like that sort of civil.
That'd be pretty-
War
that'd be
look
pretty good.
era, chops there, and as you can see from, is it gonna be back there? No.
I'm working on it. I think we're too far past though. So
Okay, yeah, so it don't
Yeah.
matter. Our YouTube, if you know how to find our
Yes.
YouTube, you'll find that video, how to style a mustache.
It's great.
What's it
People love
called?
it. Mustache maintenance.
Mustache maintenance. What did we? I came by and I renamed it because I didn't like the perfect mustache.
I have no idea.
Mustache maintenance. I guess the folks at home can't see it, so it don't matter. But you guys can always find it. if
You can
you're
always check
looking
it
for
out. Yes.
All right, so there's just so much to talk about. I'm just getting burnt out with even trying to keep up with stuff. You know, the Putin Biden thing. I watched the Putin interview. I
The
don't know if it
Putin.
happened before or after. It may have been before because that's when Putin talked about something or another. They asked him if they were going to release a political prisoner from jail, like an activist or something,
Yeah.
right? Or a journalist, and he was like, what the he did a lot of what ifs. What about you guys?
Mhm.
The people from January 6th.
Yeah.
Like, they got all arrested. Where
Yep.
were they? They were just political people that stepped in and trespassed.
Yeah.
And you arrested 400 people.
They're the people. They're living out this constitutional right.
And yeah, he goes, so who's the murderers now? Who's the
Who's-
murderers?
Who's the murderer now?
That's a terrible Russian.
That fucking
Who's?
sounds like Eddie Izzard doing a Russian.
Ah, yeah.
Not like doing, like having fellatio. I mean, trying to make a Russian.
Not able to pull up any videos there. Looks like it's slowing for you. I hope our connection's all right. Last week we had a nice caller.
Yeah.
Maybe he can call back again because we were going to talk about critical race theory.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's the fad.
I want to know, like, what exactly do they want to teach? I think it's imperative to know what they want to teach.
Mhm.
Because I feel like in America, like, everybody learns in school that there were slaves in America.
Yeah.
And we stopped that because it was a really bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1965, it made it completely illegal to discriminate against those people, or any people of color at that matter. And like, what else should be taught? Like, every single instance where it seems like there may be like racism because there's a misunderstanding of someone's intentions, like when somebody gets killed by the cops.
Well, and
or-
it's also weird because they're only going toward the side of anything but white, right? So you can complain about anything. It just has to be towards a white person, right? It's not like, you can't say Asians do this or blacks do this or whatever. It's like it's mainly towards white people. So even in its trying not to be racist, is being racist because it's attacking one people group, which is white people.
yeah, I agree that it really doesn't open up for individualism.
No.
It really goes to the point where you are telling somebody based on their color that they have privilege. Like if you
Yeah.
ask someone, "Do you think whites have privilege?" You go, "Well, how is that not
Mhm.
a racist thing?" All
Big
you have to
time.
do is put it through the "is it racist" test. Just
Mhm.
replace white with any
Any other
race,
color.
and it should come up racist. And
Yeah.
if that's the case, then it is racist
Yep.
for whites. But some people, and we've fallen for this a lot. We've really fallen for this a lot, especially on this show where it's like people you can make fun of white people. Oh, it's
Mm.
well, having white people like had it good for long enough. It's
Yeah.
like, what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why exactly are we letting them try to get away with? Oh well, white people have had it so good in this country, so why not? Why can't we be racist towards
Well,
them?
and it's
what?
and
are you what?
and it's also like it's funny because they don't look at the other side of it where when Hispanics or when blacks or when Asians or other ethnicities are being racist towards white people and talking down about them or like talking as if they don't know any better either. When they talk about, country folk and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you redneck, and you know what I mean? It isn't just black people or white people or Mexicans that are racist. Everybody has, but it's also because they're stereotypes. You know what I mean? And so many times, what we look at as a stereotype, people want to pass off as a racist comment, but it isn't. It's just funny. It's just a stereotype. That's all it is. And so many times, it sucks that stereotypes actually live up to what they are.
Yeah, for a reason.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it is, and I think maybe we can't say, but like some certain cultures of people, they do certain things,
Mhm.
and like inherently for some reason, and
Like I always love
it comes from some sort of evolutionary thing.
Well, I always love Chappelle's stand up when he was talking about eating chicken, and he was saying that he was in this like very white town, and when he walked in the restaurant, everybody looked at him, and he starts eating, like ordering the chicken, and he starts eating it, and then this white person's looking at him, and he's like, "What are you looking at?" He's like, "We knew the moment you walked through that door, you're gonna start eating chicken." And Chappelle's like, "I thought I actually liked chicken, but I didn't know I was predisposed to liking chicken because I'm black." You know what I mean? And it's like, no, you like chicken because chicken is good. It so happens that you may like chicken more than someone else and you fit a stereotype. That's just humor. That's just funny. That isn't racist. You know what I mean?
Right, and I was thinking about what racist is. It's like prejudice based on skin color. And when you get past that part, you can not like somebody for like any sort of aspect in their life.
Anything.
It doesn't really matter what color their skin is, and as soon as you get past that part, I can not like a lot of white people, and because they're like white people, it's like, oh well, they're because he probably doesn't like the way he
Yeah.
says certain things, or they're part of a political party that he doesn't like.
Well, and that's the way it is even
But
with...
if it's like any other color, they'll throw in, well, because he's racist, in a lot of cases,
Yeah.
not pure cases. WPTX back on, what's up? Says,
What up, G?
I'm coming out as white this summer. I want some white privilege. Sounds awesome.
I just hated that
I don't get it.
what people are...
You can't just have it, dude. It's just there.
It's just... But what does WPTX stand for? White Power Texas?
Uh-oh. White privilege, Texas.
White Privilege Texas.
Uh-oh. Wait, well, I don't want to associate with this guy. If you're
I
a Nazi,
mean-
you can fuck off.
But if he was a Nazi, he wouldn't be watching our show because none of us are white.
Yeah, he'd really be pissed off at you.
Yeah, he'd be mad at my stash because I probably have a better stash than he, unless he has a beard.
It's funny too. That whole thing about there are clearly black conservatives
Oh,
and
yeah.
brown conservatives, but some people just can't wrap their mind
No.
around that, and still will call
Uncle
that side
Tom's,
a
Tío Tomases.
racist. So much racism. I said this once on this show, and I forget exactly where I heard it, but it's pretty insightful. I think that when something is about to die, it really screams out.
Yeah.
Before it dies, it's like fucking. Its last little breath, its
Yeah.
last little scream before it dies, and that's why I think racism is about to be done with. Because first of all, nobody does. There are certain people that are going to be racist that are white. The what you think of as racist in America due to what's been said in the media, right, or in movies. They're white guys and they're probably Southern drawls, and
Yep.
they, if you ever do like a white supremacist, you're always going to put a heavy connotation on the twang a bit. Hey, hate
I
them
do
man.
declare.
Yes, I do declare I hate brown people. Oh,
You know what I mean? The finger wagging.
yeah, that's right. What was I getting at?
I think we just started making fun of white people.
Warrior.
Oh,
poet.
warrior poet.
Yes, tell me more.
But he's like, I like where you're going because he's looking for the white power next year.
No. I forget what I was getting at there. And
Just
maybe-
just how I guess everyone's racist because even when we do like a southern drawl and all that kind of stuff, it's racist because we're saying that is what they sound like.
Yeah, I was saying that, but I think there was a bigger message. I'll find my way back to it eventually.
We just started mimicking white folks.
Well, that's racism to do that. That's the stereotype.
But you're
But it's
talking
okay to do that.
you're talking about the last cry and that
Oh,
why
right,
racism
yes.
is going to
It's
end.
about to die,
Yeah,
dude. Yeah,
yeah.
thank you for getting me back
Mhm.
on track there. It's about to die, and right now, racism is. Some people, you'll ask them, do you think racism is as bad as it was, as it is now, as it was back in the 50s? Let's
Yeah.
say, right? And who would say yes to that, right?
A leftist.
So, yes, definitely not.
That would be
someone on
it's
the right.
worst.
And they'll be like, except it'd be cool if we can get some real numbers on that kind of thing. But yeah, people should realize that this is the loudest racism is right now, and I
Yep.
think it's about to die because we're gonna have this Juneteenth thing. That's like we celebrate that. It's unanimous. It's a unifying thing to have this holiday. I
Yeah.
think it's good to have it. I've heard conservatives like Charlie Kirk say like this is, like a Black Independence Day, and I think it's weird that he has got a problem with them having a holiday, federal holiday, seeing that there's like tons of other federal holidays. For Christ's sakes, there's a hot dog day.
Yeah.
There's a national this or national that. Why not make Juneteenth something that we celebrate anyways, a actual federal holiday, and give some people more days off? I guess, right?
Well,
I don't get a day off.
I was gonna say
Maybe we would get a day off.
I was gonna say I was gonna send you guys this. I totally forgot about it. But back in September 25th, 2020, Trump pledges to make Juneteenth federal holiday, and they were saying it's for bid for Black voters. And they wrote an article. I can't see who this is, but this newspaper wrote an article saying Trump wanted to do that because he wanted to get Black votes. You know what I mean? And so when Trump was gonna do it, he's only doing it to pander. He's only doing it for this and this and that. But when Biden does it, it's kind of like, oh, look at how he freed the slaves. How great is that? Boom. I think it's that one.
Trump pledges to make Juneteenth federal holiday in bid for Black votes from the USnews.com. He
By
just pledges it.
Reuters.
Reuters.
Yeah.
By Reuters. So this was pulled from Reuters.
And Reuters is a big news fucking publication.
Scroll down. This is from September 25th, 2020. The mustache maintenance video popped up for a second. That was funny. President Donald Trump made a series of promises at a campaign event in Atlanta on Friday in a bid to woo Black voters. Well, of course, because if you have any trouble trying to decide whether you're for Biden or Trump,
You ain't Black.
you ain't Black. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
You gotta remember. If you gotta think about things, you just gotta find it. Like think about it. When you go and what's that? They don't want me to talk about it. Okay. Here, they gave me a list of questions, and I'm gonna. Of course, they give me a normal list there. Who's they? He was saying something like they gave me a list.
Yeah.
Like, who's they? Who's running your little
Who's
program?
running your little fucking program?
Come on now. Who's running that program? We got a beautiful background here, as you can
Obama?
see. Look at this violet crown here. This is a
Oh, yeah.
shot taken at Zilker Park from our man, exactly, Tio Tomas there. I just wanted to bring that up. That's a great one. What does this say? Yeah, I don't care
Trump,
anymore.
who announced the promises less than 40 days before the November president, less than 40, right? They got to bring that up. Also plans to designate two groups as terrorist organizations: the Ku Klux Klan and the Antifa. Trump said he will always put Americans first, and that includes very, very important Black Americans. So yeah, so so they're just talking about how Trump was talking about making Juneteenth the national holiday, and they're saying the only reason he did that was to try to get Black voters.
Yeah, it's sort of a very, very biased way of
Yeah.
reporting your news in a bid for black voters. Like, did he say that?
Yeah. Did he say the reason? The
Like,
reason?
you know what? It's funny because I was watching the Vladimir Putin thing, and they would ask him, so let's say Trump didn't want to do this, but then Biden, he goes, "Where did they say this? Huh? Where did you find this news?
Yeah.
Where is this news? I've never heard of this news. You're saying this without the. Well, I'd like to see the evidence." Like, he would start getting like, "Where's the news? You say this."
Wow.
Like how they're friends with China, and China does this thing with Uyghur countries. Like, how do you know? How do you know they do this?
Yep.
I have.
What are your sources?
Where are your sources? You
Yeah.
just say. You just say. I never heard this before.
And that what do you see so much in the fucking American news media? Sources say, sources familiar with his thinking. What the fuck does that mean? Sources familiar with his thinking?
Yeah.
People who have been around him for like 2 days, and it's like, oh well, he knows how he thinks.
I think it's quite funny how you can watch these, just the media malfeasance and pretend that this is such a great
Yeah.
president we have here, and not to say Donald Trump was like all that great. I mean, towards the end it got really crazy,
Yeah, it
but I
was
think
super
they really
crazy.
amped it up on the other side to make it look bad. But the outrage that there's people like that don't
Well-
like this Juneteenth thing being a federal holiday.
When
Do you have any
I think
thoughts about that?
I think it's also that Joe Biden, I think, has gotten the most least negative press than any president in history.
Yeah, they're going out of their way to defend them. Now, there are some genuine leftists out there like Kyle Kalinske who shows the really shitty parts of Biden that you should see as a lefty. I mean,
Yeah.
lefties wanted Bernie, so they're not huge fans of Biden.
They
so
don't
that
like
we
him.
can really come together if we try to work with them on a lot of their things. I mean, lefties are they're for this communism kind of idea. The wealthy that list that came out of all these billionaires or like six-figured
Oh yeah.
people that came out that didn't pay any in taxes, and
Yep.
I wondered about that, and I like maybe we can try to find somebody that knows about taxes and everything, and it could explain to us why they didn't, because I heard something. There's a difference between earnable income, taxable income, and then and what you put in stocks. Like maybe all their money is in stocks.
It's liquidated, or
And something of that nature. I'm not smart enough to know that stuff.
Yeah, because when you put your money away, whatever, it's you've already paid the tax on the income.
yeah.
So then if you put it away in stocks or whatever, you then have to pay taxes on anything that you make off
you
of that
earn,
money.
right.
And those are like capital gains.
Capital gains tax. Well, that's what he wants to try to
Yeah.
bring. That's not going on right now, right? Or there's
Well, I mean, I think he wants, just like all the other taxes, he wants to increase it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
But then billionaires not paying anything in taxes, but they didn't earn any
They didn't.
tax, or they didn't earn any income.
Why? Well,
to
because
tax.
everything's on company cards. Everything's right. Everything is written off or
See, I don't know.
donated or
I've
whatever.
never run
the
a
fuck.
business. I don't know shit. We need a business owner on the line. Call
We-
us if you know anything
we
about
need
this.
we need to get Mark Cuban on the line.
Oh yeah, we got Mark Cuban on the line. Oh no, he's not on the line.
No.
Okay.
Fuck that
sorry.
guy, dude.
Excuse me.
The Mavericks suck.
Let's see. House passes the bill to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. Do you have the day off tomorrow? Of course you've got the day off tomorrow. Do you have the day off today? I think Brandon was telling us that there was some like people on the radio really getting into heated arguments about this. What was their argument about all this?
Oh, man. How the fuck am I going to remember something from...
Well, where they talk, I know if you can try to look up Charlie Kirk's thoughts on this. And I think he's got like a Rumble site, but I think Rumble sucks because it gives you ads like every fucking 20 seconds.
Yeah.
You get ads. and
Just
you-
about.
I hate it. It's ridiculous. But Charlie Kirk was saying something about a Black Independence Day. Like, there's no white Independence Day.
Oh.
Like, he'll say things really weird. How are you so racist you don't want an extra day off? Anyways, there's a maybe a Twitter. If you go on his Twitter and look at his
So,
stance
but,
on it.
but yeah, but like, what was his argument?
Well, I would like to find it. Maybe we can play it because he does get into, I don't know, he gets in it's close to, I wouldn't say white supremacist at all, but I can see why people would say he sounds like white supremacist when he doesn't want black people to have, like, they got black Twitter, they've got black this, black that.
Well, so what is his argument like? If you are an American, you need to be integrated into it without the celebration of your culture, in a sense, or your skin color.
Well, he goes, we're Americans here. We're not, there shouldn't be like a black this or a black that, or even there's no white that. And if everything else that isn't designated black or some other color, and it's like, you got to assume it's white. So January 4th is white. White Independence Day. It's like, well, wait a minute. These ideas stopped being that way. Why not celebrate July 4th, 1866? Yeah, it would be after. You would have an Independence Day where everybody was free. You know, I don't know if that. I can't remember if that was his.
But I think
exact
I think
thing.
the argument behind that would be that not everybody in America was a slave. You know what I mean? Sadly, the Native Americans got pretty much demolished on this bet. So
Making Juneteenth a federal holiday isn't about emancipation of slaves. If it was, they would make September 22nd, Emancipation Proclamation Day, a federal holiday. This is about replacing July 4th, just like the 1619 Project is about replacing 1776. Conservatives must reject this. Charlie Kirk's point of view on that.
I get where he's coming from.
Are you aware that the original Day of Independence did not include the black community? Yes, it's true. But
if you are American, you are
After-
engrafted into it.
I mean, what about July 4th, 1866?
Well, and
Even after Juneteenth, that was the Independence Day where everybody could celebrate it.
but
And
this
it's
is
been being celebrated for many, many years after that.
but this is also the thing that is stupid, because why do people come to America? People come to America to what? Pursue freedom. When you're in American land, you are free to live as you want. So anybody who is an American is free because of July 4th. You know what I mean? And so we exercise everybody who comes to America, whether you're a citizen legally or not. Everybody who comes here is exercising their freedoms. Why? Well, because they're not living like the countries they fled from. You know what I mean? They have their inalienable rights here that they get to live out.
Okay, so what I'm thinking here as well about this, why people get angry when they talk about July 4th or whatever, black people weren't part of it, right? But since 1866, they have been. But I don't understand. At this point, everybody is an American and everybody has the same exact rights. There's we're not allowed to discriminate. It's against the law in this country.
Yep.
You can go to jail for it.
Yeah.
But why do they want us to keep bringing up, like, oh, well, there were slaves there? It's like, yes, we know. Who doesn't fucking know that there were slaves and black people were treated badly? Like, that's just what happened. I'm sorry. We all know that, but why does it need to keep being brought up? Like, is that supposed to score points, or we're supposed to now treat the black people different? When you bring up these kind of things, it subconsciously or consciously makes people have to think about the race. And now we have to treat somebody different because of their race, whether it's good or bad. You're still treating somebody different based on their color of their skin. And it doesn't need to be brought up. Why can't it just be somebody that is a dick where you don't like them? We don't like the way
That's
they think
it.
or something. That's why I don't like them.
Yeah.
Why does it doesn't ever have to be about color?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and just think about it. Think about
people
when
do that with white people. They think white people are
snooty and
oh, white people are this. You can say anything you say about black people, you'd be like, that's racist. But you say it about white people, it's like, well, don't you think they've had it good enough in
Yeah.
this country? Like, what is that supposed to mean? Everyone's had it really good in this country since 1866.
yeah.
And then
Well-
even way better in 1965.
Well, I'm just thinking to myself, what's gonna happen when they push this to the LGBT community and say now we got to celebrate their freedom when they were allowed to get married or be free or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, or when they go fucking crazy and say we need to allow freedom, we got to celebrate this for witches because of the Salem witch trials. You know, like where does the insanity stop and why? That's what I wonder so many times is.
Well, it sounds like that old argument with like gay marriage back in the day. They'd be like, okay, it used to be we want to, it doesn't matter what you do behind closed doors, but they wanted equality of marriage,
Yeah.
right? And so they gave it to him, but their argument was at the time, it's like, what's next? What are they going to do next? Are they going to try to sell it to the boys and girls? Like that was always the conservative like mindset. Like, oh, what they want to make gay mainstream, and that's going to make more gay
Yeah.
people. And then what do you have 10 plus years later? You've got tons of more gay people that weren't there before. But even worse,
Well, and
we've
for-
got all this trans stuff, and now they're trying to push the trans stuff on you. If you don't accept someone as trans,
Yeah, that's true.
it's against the law almost. It gets treated as such the crime against humanity.
Well, how many fucking videos and articles are they of like if you're a straight man and you don't date a trans woman, you're sexist. Like straight men should be dating trans women. Why? Because they're women too. No, men aren't attracted to that. We want an actual woman that has woman parts, not someone who plays a fucking woman when they're fucking put a dress on.
Some of them, there's probably one out of every 150. No, one in every 1.5 million trans people trans women that actually kind of look like women.
Yeah.
That would probably pass really well. Overwhelming majority, you absolutely can tell.
Yeah, big
And,
time.
Did we play that video last week of the girl coming out as a guy? I think we should play that video. Can you look that up real quick, Brandon? It's a girl coming out as a guy.
I don't remember.
Her
this
name
one.
was Tia or Theo.
Oh, Tia. Don't say
No,
Tia. That's the homie, man. We
it's
can't throw him under the
Theo.
bus like that.
No, and then put Tio up there. I mean, not Tio. Theo. Yeah. No, dang it.
Tia was trying to figure out her gender identity.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. But they'd be like, I just figured this out the other day. I'm a dude. I'm a guy. And everyone's like, oh, so fucking accepting. And I'm going to have to go home and be called by my dead name. And you just figured this out a couple days ago.
I hate how they say dead name.
Dead
Like,
name.
That's so fucking annoying, dude.
Well, the name thing is weird to me too. Like I guess it's cool. You come up with your own name.
Yeah, you know who else who did that? The kid from fucking Big Daddy.
Hey, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead. You are on the air.
I am on the air right now. So I just heard you say that as men, we don't like that. As men, we're attracted to women with women parts. Did I hear that right?
Well, some men.
Well, no, I mean, no, you didn't say some men. You said as men, we like this.
Yes.
And I mean, am I quoting you this correctly? Or
No, I think you're quoting me correctly.
Well, first of all, I don't think you can speak for all men because sexuality is very fluid,
I know
So
he's only speaking
there
for
are
himself.
men-
Sexuality isn't fluid.
We get that, but the majority of men, I mean, an overwhelming majority,
No,
right?
I mean,
we can
still,
speak
you're saying the
generally, right?
majority of men. Have you conducted a census?
I don't have to. It's out there. It's been that way for forever, and it is a majority of men. We're talking about What kind of percents are we talking about? I know I've never done it, but maybe you can estimate like how much men aren't into women. Like,
I would
what
just
is
say
that-
from the beginning
that
of
I'm not saying that. But I mean, you can't be a self-appointed ambassador for what all men think.
well, I'm just
Like,
saying
and
from,
that kind of sounds like that's what you're doing right here.
Well,
I mean, respectfully,
we
first of all, I'm
technically,
just gonna
we
say, like-
technically can, right? We can talk about things that we like as men, and it can apply to other men, right?
But again, you didn't say as this is what I like. This is what I do. You said as men, we ...
yes, the,
Yes, we-
the,
You know
the
what I'm
wide
saying?
Hold up a
majority of
second.
men.
We don't need to give like every single bit of context before we start speaking. That's been the problem with this whole attitude. We gotta stop, like with the critical race theory. We have to say something, but we have to stop and add all the
So this is
context
about
first.
critical race theory now.
Well, I'm not
about
making it
critical
about
race theory
critical
now?
race
Like, I thought we
theory,
were
but I'm going to
talking
say
about
this
the
is
friends theory.
that actually it does apply because you want to bring up every little bit of context before we have to make sense for you. Instead, you
Yes,
got what I was
that's
saying.
academia, sir.
We
That's
got what
academia, sir.
you
Go
got
back
what I
for
was saying.
hundreds of years. You have to have qualifiers before you speak.
Yeah,
All
and I
right?
have
So you're
history.
telling
That's
wait,
basic
I can't.
language.
Why don't you think I can't speak for what I say and what I'm coming out with and saying? Why
Because
does it
you're
I
not
need to
speaking
have
for
certain
yourself.
expertise?
Not once did you have a qualifier where you said me. And by the way, are you going to let me speak or are you going to talk over me?
Go ahead.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I mean, are you going to interrupt me? Am I free? Hello?
You're on.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
So can I say like that is the most childish? Can I talk now? Can I talk? That is the most childish thing ever.
Remember
But
when Kamala did that on
Yeah.
the Univision?
But what I was gonna
Can I
say,
finish?
what I was gonna say was, yes, from the beginning, when humanity was created by God, men have loved and enjoyed women as women. Now, this person is only looking at it through a very small slither of history. He's looking at towards however old he is, which is probably like in his 30s, through his own, questioning his gender, sounded gay. So he's looking at this through the smallest lens that you possibly can. I'm looking at it through a wide lens of history, from ages past, all through cultures and all through time. Men
Can
have
I cut
loved
you off for
women.
a moment? Yeah, when you said he does sound like he was gay.
Yeah.
Why do some gay people sound like that? Like, why do we know that sounds like an effeminate man that most likely is gay? I heard that was a way, like back in the San Francisco days of coming out. The Navy, when they came back from the war and they settled in San Francisco. But that was the way that they adopted to talk to each other, so they knew who they were.
Yeah.
And now that sort of becomes the way people actually talk. And I
Yeah.
used to actually believe when somebody talked like that, I go, come on. Like, let me hear the way you really talk. You know how somebody can put on like,
Yep.
hey, yo, they could put on this kind of connotation.
Yeah.
You know, just like talk to me the way
This
you would
ain't-
talk to somebody regular.
It ain't wrong.
Like, there's a lot of this code switching happening. Like, he's not going to call back this guy.
I know.
He's really pissed off.
But that's the thing. It's again, and this is what C.S. Lewis would call chronological snobbery. He is looking at this through his own lens, in his own way, and not taking into account all of history, of mankind, of poetry, of Shakespeare writings, of right. Look at all the romance novels and all the romance things written in the beginning of the ages. It's always man professing his love for woman, or woman professing her love for man. That's
Okay.
the way it's been the majority of time.
So he's upset that because I don't put qualifier before, or you didn't put a qualifier when you said, well, men love women.
and I don't have
Like,
to.
why do you have to put in this? Except the majority, we're talking about the majority, not the small percentage of gay people and, weird people.
Yeah.
That men generally like, not all like women either. 'Cause like, there's not all women. They like certain types of women.
Well-
all these just draw to the sentence when you know that, the context that he's saying men. So he's not saying, and listen, I don't think anyone ever talks about everybody when they say that black people do something or white people do something. They're not talking about every single white or black person. They're talking about a majority of them. Generally, it's a generality.
Yeah.
and sometimes it's hyperbole, but it's general
What-
when you say it that way.
when it's
Can you
also
pass me a beer?
yeah. What's also that, like I said, he is totally just right. Even the fact that you have to put a qualifier shows you that this is an oddity. They do the same thing with abortion. But what about yes, the majority means I don't need a qualifier for them. The non-majority are the ones who need a qualifier. It's not that hard, guy.
Yeah, that's true, and they do want a qualifier for everything. They want you to know their pronoun if they. What is this, goldfish?
Goldfish. I
No.
bet you he like a
Is there anything
goldfish.
else in there? There's a Miller. Give me that Miller.
There's a Kosh.
Yeah, I'll drink
That
that one.
yeah, that's fucking good.
Um,
I bet you that color were like a goldfish. Oh,
yeah,
but
I wish you'd call back, bro.
yeah, dude,
because,
call back, man. You
I
didn't have
do
to hang
want-
up. We were giving him the airtime to talk.
Yeah, I definitely wanted him to talk, and maybe I'm answering your question and you're not calling back because of that, but you got to understand when people say these things, it's general. It's not every single person.
Yeah.
Of course there are exceptions to the rules.
Always.
There are always exceptions to the rules. There are literally millions of us. There are going to be anomalies. There are going to be different things about us. So but we can say general things. And because if we did a poll, we don't need to show you the fucking, do you have a consensus? Have you
Yeah.
done a consensus? Like, no, I haven't done that. But I'm pretty sure I watched this video of problems that are known to be true, but are impossible to like show your work and solve that. They call them undeniables,
Well-
or undefiables.
Yeah, look it up because I just want to say, you know what my research is. You know what my qualifiers are. Every single person that is alive. Why? Because the only way that life can happen and live this long is through a man and a woman having sex. If a man and a woman didn't have sex, our race would be eliminated. So how do I know it's a majority? Look at the population of the world. Look at all the people in the world. Until modern science happened, we weren't able to create human beings without a man and a woman having sex. So the fact that we have this many people in the world and men and women continue to have sex and all that kind of stuff is how I know that men love women who have women parts. If you don't like women who have women parts and you would rather have a transgender woman who has a penis, well, that's your choice. But don't force that on me. And that's what we were talking about. How the transgender community and the LGBT community now is saying, oh, if you don't date somebody who is a trans woman and you're a man, then you are being sexist because you should want to. Don't tell me what I should like exactly what caller was saying. You don't want me to put that on you? Don't put that shit on me either.
Yeah. Whatever you were saying, I was
Exactly. I don't
looking
care,
up
but
this thing.
I'll go back.
Don't
on
look
this
at me
right.
like I was listening. I'm sorry.
It's all good, man. But that's what I'm saying is, look. But I respect. I respect I respect you for being American. You have your freedom to be gay in America. You have your rights to do whatever you want. Just don't push that shit on me. I don't have to like what you do if I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like
And I
now
always
there's
thought that was the plan, though, too. It's just to give everybody the same rights. And, you know, and I don't think there's any gay people out there that are pushing gayness on anybody.
bro, drag queen story time.
Okay, well, we can maybe start a conversation.
Target with all their pride shit.
I think that's.
Every company
Listen,
that celebrates LGBT on the fucking gay month.
Listen, I don't know what's going on in these drag queens like minds when they think that they're doing this for children. I think what they're trying to do is they're just because it's legal or whatever.
You know how many of
that
them
they're
are
just trying to
convicted
create
pedophiles?
acceptance. They're trying to make it a normal thing for children that there are drag queens. Now, I don't like if they're trying to say you'll be great drag queen someday. 'Cause those videos that I don't know if we ever played them on the show, but those cartoons were like, you'd be a great drag queen one day. And you're like, whoa, okay, that's the line of crossing. I don't really mind that they're being like a clown, basically, because they are overly done with makeup. And they're a clown version of the
woman.
women. They're never like looking great. They have to be extra with it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're trying to push that to the children, I don't think they're trying to push that necessarily, but I've seen them say that, and maybe it doesn't need to be shown for children. I think I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Or better yet, just watch what your children are watching. That shit's everywhere. You know, there's fucking
Yeah.
porn on the internet with no problem. Okay, just fucking watch your kids. You can't stop people from making what they think is art,
Yep.
and you shouldn't be banning art. But you can have your opinions on it. Doesn't mean you have to like art. You can have your opinions on it whether
Sure.
you like it or not, and you could continue on with your opinions to your children and bring them part of it.
Part of me is thinking, do you think he was watching the show because I'm showing the guns? And for a split second, he was like, "Look at those
He
mustaches."
got pissed off
He-
as soon as you started going,
Right.
"What, you don't like gays?"
Yeah, he
all
was.
men? No, not all men like fucking vaginas. Okay, like I gotta call these guys up.
He was like
I
mustache.
was really into your mustache. and I was
Mustache and
really into your
muscles?
fucking guns. And then I realized, holy fuck, what am I listening to? These fucking bigots.
These bigots, these sexists. I thought they were going to show me more of their muscles and their mustaches.
Speaking of
I'm
which,
sorry, we're stereotyping this motherfucker right now,
that
dude.
freak, Freddie, like,
Oh, tickle the guy who wanted to tickle me.
yeah, he's on. We found his Facebook because he like messaged us on Facebook. He's
Oh,
like, "You remember me? I still want to tickle you." And you're like, "Dude, don't even respond back to this guy. Just fucking, it's gross."
Well, maybe Caller would want to like have
Maybe.
a little tickle party with him.
Maybe that was Freddie. We just pissed him off.
Plot twist.
Plot twist.
That was Freddy.
All right, we got a few minutes. We got 10 more minutes or so, 15 minutes left.
But I hope he doesn't think that we don't like him. Caller, if you're still watching, we love you, my man. You can call, you can discuss, you can say whatever you want. This is what the show is about. We're trying to bridge the divide.
Hey,
Trying
let's
to
go
be a
to this link on the drive here, and I want you to read this this report I found. It's on NPR.org, you know, nationally public funded radio. I want your views on this, and I want you to read this article here from NPR.
After debate on Biden's abortion views, bishops vote to rethink communion rules. What?
Yeah, you know, hear about this?
Nah.
This is breaking, baby. June 18th.
June 8th, that's today.
Right, that's today.
Whoa.
Earlier today.
So, after a contentious debate, the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops has voted to move forward with a process that could call into question the eligibility of politicians like Joe Biden to receive communion. The bishops voted 168 to 55 in favor of drafting a formal statement on the meaning of the Eucharist in the life of the Church. Officials announced on Friday afternoon the final of three-day virtual meetings. 6 bishops abstained. Biden's election has only the nation's second Roman Catholic president has prompted renewed debate over denying
Roll that up.
communion to Catholic politicians who support abortion rights as a position at odds with church teachings. During their online meetings, bishops held a spirited discussion Thursday before voting on the proposal to direct the bishops' committee of doctrine to draft the statement, such as document once completed could include guidelines for denying communion to public officials. I actually don't disagree with that.
What are they
Um,
saying there? So he can't, because of his views on abortions,
Yeah.
they're going to deny him communion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that like all churches? Like, can
Um,
he like sneak into a church that will go, hey, we got an Episcopalian
Well-
church that's going to totally let you do it?
well, maybe. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of progressive churches that would be against this. That think, oh, it doesn't matter what the only reason I agree with this is because I believe abortion is murder. So I believe that what Joe Biden is doing is intentionally saying he is for the murder of the things God is creating. And I feel what scripture teaches on that is if you're living in rebellion to God, which I think abortion is, if he's for it like that, then you should not be receiving the blood and body of Christ. And so, yeah, I mean, and John Calvin did this also to certain people in Geneva who were living very promiscuous lives and all that kind of stuff. And he said he forbade them from taking communion because he thought that you were not rightfully taking the Lord's blood and body. And I agree with this.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion either way. I did have a video, but I have it from Pelosi. Can you go to the next link? Because she was asked about this, and they were I think it was about a different abortion bill, because abortion bills have been passing all over the place, and mostly
Yeah.
they're ones where like they're heartbeat bills, or I think this one is a 15-week one that he's talking about. And so let's hear old Nancy Pelosi, not old, I didn't mean to call her old, I mean old Aunt Nancy, being asked if an unborn baby at 15 weeks is considered a human.
This fall will review a Mississippi law that bans most abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Is an unborn baby at 15 weeks a human being?
Let me just say that I am a big supporter of Roe v. Wade. I am a mother of 5 children in 6 years. I think I have some standing on this issue as to respecting a woman's right to choose.
Is it a human being?
Yes.
Speaker, please.
What's up
Yeah,
with
but-
those
yes, ma'am.
eyebrows?
Dodged it. Yeah, she dodged it. Biden was asked, responded to. Oh, here I've got the video. I can send it over.
All
to
she
you.
said was like, "Look, I'm a mother, but you're not allowed to say that on your floor. You said that would be wrong, like hateful speech, didn't she? Saying things like
Go to
mother,
that
father,
next
and
one
all
up
that
there.
shit.
And so Biden was asked about it directly. This is the video I wanted to find and play for you. But after this Catholic Church thing happened, they voted no, you're not going to get communion because of your views. He was asked about it in a press conference, and here it is, the president.
Are you concerned about this rift within the Catholic Church, and are you concerned about this action?
Say again?
The Catholic bishops are moving on this resolution that would prevent you and others who've supported abortion from receiving communion. Are you concerned about the rift in the Catholic Church, and how do you feel personally about that?
That's a private matter, and I don't think that's going to happen. Thank you.
So what's not going to happen? The ruling to come down, or he's going to be able to find a church that's going to give him body of Christ?
Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure he can go to a progressive church that doesn't hold a high view of communion. Right? There's a lot of churches who don't hold a high view of communion and would just kind of be like, whatever.
Isn't like communion like the thing to do?
It's other than baptism, yeah.
Let's see. Who cares? Communion is a sham, anyways. Another example of the church trying to control people.
Is that your
They've been-
brother?
That's my dad.
Oh,
Yeah, they've been doing it for thousands of years. Communion is one of 2 things the Lord asks Christians to keep and remember.
that was me.
You wrote that. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then WP White Privilege Texas says, back, communion by non-Christians is the equivalent of blackface and cultural appropriation. And
Whoa.
He goes, Richard goes, what's the other one?
Baptism.
Baptism?
Yeah, so baptism and communion are the 2 things that the Lord, Jesus, asked the church to hold high in regard.
Okay.
Yeah, so the communion is what the Last Supper, pretty much, when he broke the bread and the body, right? And take and receive me, and then baptism is what he received through God, kind of showing that he is the anointed Messiah.
Did like Jesus like really cut his body up and hook him up with like is a cannibal action going on here?
No, not cannibalism.
Are you sure?
I mean, not that I know of. They didn't actually eat Jesus.
Like,
Did you ever watch the movie Mother?
well, I mean, did they make like a fake leg or something? Maybe they
No,
like,
he
fed
had-
him like a thigh.
He
of
had
Jesus?
unleavened bread.
Unleavened bread.
Unleavened
Unleavened bread.
Yeah.
What's unleavened bread?
bread that isn't leavened.
Oh, like it's got no yeast. It's
yeah,
flat bread.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And so he said, "This
It's
is my
flat bread.
body, and like you're gonna eat this."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you? What did you put in this, Jesus?"
Well, just so
What is this? Why-
there is a point where what Jesus had about I don't know how many hundreds of followers, and he tells them, "You will eat my flesh and drink my blood," and then loses about 99% of the people because they thought he was crazy for saying that.
Is like what? Well, I'm sure he said that because he didn't want everyone to believe in him.
Maybe.
Like, why did he say that? What's the lesson behind that?
Well, he's just trying to show people their heart. You want me when I'm giving you actual food. So before this, in the scripture, Jesus is blessing them, feeding them, giving them food, and all this kind of stuff. So it's like,
Could you imagine if the story went like instead of like skin and blood, it's all like my toe jam,
My toe-
like, my toenails. You're gonna have to eat upon my toenails.
I mean, I don't know if I would do that.
And he's
but
like not literally gonna do it, but like people are like, I'm not gonna do that,
Here,
Jesus.
people
and I'm
are
out of
like-
here. And the people that are like, we'll do it for you. And he's like, sweet.
Peop-
I'm actually got bread in here for you. So
the
you can
people
eat
are
the
going
bread.
towards his toe like,
Yeah, they're about to lick. He's
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm
No,
just
kidding.
I'm totally just kidding. Get up here. Get this guy some fucking red wine
Guy's
and
a
some
fucking
bread.
bad.
I got
He's
this
down.
guy.
He's down.
He's totally down. What's your name? Paul? Okay, you're my homeboy.
Yeah, let's kick it.
That's exactly how the
That's
Last
how
Supper went.
that's how it started. That's how it started.
That's the beginning of Christianity, as told by Burn Sexton Podcast.
Started with Toe Jam.
Okay, there's only about 4 minutes left in this program, and before we go, I'd like to mention we'll continue on to the other side. We'll talk some critical race theory. We'll watch some videos about that. We'll watch a video about people wearing masks outside, even after vaccinated, and their answers of why are you doing that. We'll see if we can get to the two sides of CRT, which is critical race theory. And I think before we finally go, I want to watch this video where Biden blows up and sort of gets into it with a reporter because they must have made up or didn't hear him right, or
It's because Biden didn't have his nap, bro.
didn't have his
didn't
nap.
have
He's
his
pretty
nap.
cranky. He's jet lagged. But before we go and play this video, it's our last video of the night for you guys. If you're watching us on Channel 10, we're going to continue on the other side. Join us at YouTube or Facebook. That is where you will be able to find our action. We are on Spotify, Podbeam, Channel 10. If you like our content, you could like, subscribe, and comment. Tell your friends to watch us. Next week, we'll talk about gun policy. We've got a constitutional carry on our hands, and we're going to have someone who knows a thing or two about guns.
Yep.
Michael Cargill, Central Texas Gunworks. So
I'm
he'll be
excited
on
for that
next
one.
week. We're going to have a full interview with him, and I think it's going to be a good one here. We'll have a
Be
great one.
loaded for it.
So let's watch this last video, and I think we'll have enough time to watch it. And
Behavior, Mr. President.
Yeah, I'm not confident changing behavior. What the hell? What do you do over there? So when did I say I was confident?
You said in the next 6
I
months
said,
you'll be able to determine.
what I said was, let's get it straight. I said what will change their behavior is if the rest of the world reacts to them and it diminishes their standing in the world. I'm not confident of anything. I'm just stating a fact.
But given his past behavior has not changed, and in that press conference after sitting down with you for several hours, he denied any involvement in cyber attacks. He downplayed human rights abuses. He even refused to say Alexei Navalny's name. So how does that account to a constructive meeting as President Putin?
You don't understand that. You're in the wrong business.
Is the summit with China Who we need to love quickly? Let's go.
can you imagine?
Why are you so confident he'll
How
change
is
his
this guy
behavior,
really the
Mr. President?
Well, I mean, he doesn't sound as dementia out as he normally does. It sounds pretty good. He's coming up to him like, I didn't say that. Let's see. No way, Michael Cargill is awesome. Got my LTC from him 8 years ago. You're going to love him. I have not met him yet, so it's going to be fun to talk to him. And what to expect, what to expect with this constitutional carry. Did it get signed yet? I don't know if it got
think so.
signed by Abbott. It got signed? My man. So
We're all buying guns.
well, some people are worried about it, and we will talk about it more next week, but they were like, oh, what's going to stop people from bringing that into a bar? And you're like, well, listen, bars are 51%. You can't even bring a gun into it.
Yeah.
So if anyone's going to bring a gun, it's like no one was stopping them from doing that before.
Yep.
Now I like to bring up the whole analogy of like the gun show thing. Why are there never mass shootings at gun shows? Because when one person points a gun out, you got like 50 of them like
Exactly.
just like a movie. They
Yep.
all just start pointing at yourselves. Say thank you guys for watching. It's 58-28, right? So we'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned. We'll be back. All right, we're on the other side. Welcome to the other side.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Of course, he's going to go to the other side of the bathroom there. We've got to talk about critical race. Actually, let's talk about the 6th Street shooting here with this in here because I heard about that. And boy, I'm just glad I don't go downtown anymore. There's just nothing down there for me. There used to be the Blues Bar. Loved going to the Blues Bar. And, man, it's just not fun to pay $5 for a beer anymore. It just isn't. And so we had this terrible shooting. 15 people injured. I think one died. Someone paralyzed, celebrating her 34th birthday, 5 children. Fucking gnarly. What we're looking at here? Okay, so 6th Street shooting here. This is we've learned it's a 14 and a 17-year-old. Just some fucking couple of idiots. This incident took place around 1:24 a.m. on the 400 block of East 6th Street. Police say a 15-year-old juvenile was arrested later the day of the shooting and was booked into Gardner Betts Juvenile Detention Facility for deadly conduct. The second suspect, 17-year-old Jeremiah Roshan Leon James Tabb. My God, what a name. Jeremiah Roshan Leon James Tabb, or just Jeremiah Tabb, was arrested for aggravated assault on Monday in the Killeen area. He was charged with aggravated assault, serious bodily injury, second-degree felony, and has a bond of $500,000.
Damn.
APD also said the number of victims who sustained gunshot wounds was 15 people, with 13 of them reported to be in stable condition, 1 victim in serious condition, and 12-year-old Douglas John Cantor, who succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced deceased on June 13th. I mean, these 2 boys were, what was it? They were just in a little scuff. This is an ongoing investigation. Roll it down. Does it say anything? Yeah, they say, if you know anything, give us a holler.
Well, latest I had read on it was that they had some sort of prior disagreement before, and one of them had been shot in the leg previously by the other. So it was just a beef between 2 rival gangs, essentially, and just started firing, and everybody else was so it's not a mass shooter in the sense that somebody went out with the intent to just kill as many people as possible. This was just a war between 2 rival gangs, essentially, or just groups of people. I don't know if it was organized like a gang, like Bloods, Crips kind of thing, but just different crews, different cliques. And
were they homeless?
No, one of them's a fucking. They're kids.
Yeah, they're just
one
children.
of them. Like, they arrested the 17-year-old in Killeen at summer school.
Summer school?
Yeah, he was in summer school classes.
All right, let's go to this. Let's go to this link here. This is a crazy article here.
Can I just say I want to inject real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. I gotta take a piss. So.
I had an idea. We should go on the street and poll how many men like a woman with a vagina or a penis. Like, we should be like on Congress and have like a fucking questionnaire and being like, "Hi, sir, are you a man?" Yes. Biological man. Yes. Do you like women? Yes. Would you like do you like them with or without a vagina? Well, what I mean to say, do you like your women with a penis or with a vagina?
That's an option.
What?
Like, yeah, some people that would just take them by surprise. Some people would definitely be confused by that.
Yeah.
But hey, the caller, he was like, "Did you take a census?" And well, yeah. I mean, now we have to.
Now we have to.
We have to. Let's go.
And
go
it's
ask some
odd,
people.
right? Like, I think I those are the people who I deal with all the time, who are like, let me see your where are you getting your information from? From history. What else do I need to look at? Like, I could look at biology. Biology favors biological men and biological women, right? Because biology, science, does not make man plus man equal baby. It makes man plus woman equal baby.
Yeah.
So science, biology, is for men loving women as biological women.
It's nature's way.
It's nature's way. It doesn't work any other way. Gay man, I don't know his name, so I'm going to call him that. Unless he calls back and tells me his name is John.
Yeah, you guys need to get better about that. At least getting a name.
Well, I always
to
feel
call
like
a
every
caller.
time we ask for the name, they always say they don't want their name on air. So I always feel like an asshole.
Okay, well then at that point, just be like, "All right, caller, you're now Joseph."
Okay, well, assign them a name.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, go to that link. Turn my mic on. There you go. All right, because I have this from thehill.com. And this is quite a study. Actually, this is quite a statement from a Harvard scientist.
Uh-oh.
The science is in.
The science is
Now,
in.
It's not science, but it's the science. A fear of link to Trump motivated expert skepticism of lab leak theory, scientist says. At the time, it was scary to be associated with Trump and to become a tool for racists, so people didn't want to publicly call for an investigation into lab origins. June 17th here by Adam Barnes.
What?
So,
Is
Elena,
that a quote from somebody?
So, a story at the glance. We'll just read these bullets here. Elena Chan is one of 18 experts who signed a letter in May calling for a thorough investigation into the origins of the coronavirus. Although Chan voiced her support for an investigation into the possibility of a lab leak in early 2020, she told NBC experts were careful not to lean too close to views lean to the former president. The lab leak theory, which hypothesizes that the novel coronavirus accidentally leaked from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, has gained traction in recent weeks. Could you pull up that or get that Jon Stewart Colbert clip up? Because even Jon Stewart's on that train, you know?
Yeah.
The possibility of it leaking from a place that literally is a coronavirus lab.
Yeah.
It is such a possibility that such a plausible possibility that if Donald Trump said it, that everyone would go against it. And that's the joke that we used to say all the time.
Yep.
Jimmy, I'd say if Donald Trump announced he loved tacos, Jimmy would stop eating them right away.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or if Trump was for air, people would have stopped breathing.
Yeah, that one's a little hyperbolic, but something more realistic. Like if he said, "Oh, I believe cancer is bad," you know, people would like, "Fucking, I love cancer." I don't know what it is.
Or if he found the cure for cancer, people wouldn't want it.
Maybe skip forward a little bit because he starts. Jon Stewart talks about it being a possibility. Like, hey, there was this leak of deliciousness. Chocolate deliciousness near Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Well, who could have done it?
Maybe the fucking factory.
And Stephen Colbert is such a bootlicker for whatever side he's on.
The left.
He's like, I'd like to see a little evidence of this. He's like, dude, the fucking lab is called the Wuhan Coronavirus Virology Lab or whatever. And it's, come on. It's not a far stretch. You need to be told that this didn't come out from there, like from a bat that we haven't even found yet.
And that hasn't been proven to trace.
Let's see
humans.
where we at on this video. Maybe he's gonna say it. We got the audio.
Debt of gratitude.
Yeah, perfect.
To science. Science has, in many ways, helped ease the suffering of this pandemic, which was more than likely caused by science.
Okay, that's enough. I don't think we should play any more of this because.
Now, do you think he knew he was going to say that?
I don't know if he knew he was going to say that because now you see Colbert was all like taken aback a bit, and it's like, all right, here we go. I'm going to have to drop some knowledge on this guy. Now, whoa. Now, do you have some evidence of this, or do you, well, I mean, come on. What are you, working for Ron Paul now or something?
Yeah.
I mean, what's your evidence? I'd like to know. Well, you know, the virus is called the Wuhan coronavirus, and it came from the Wuhan coronavirus.
Virology lab and...
you know, if there was a chocolatey goodness outbreak in Hershey, Pennsylvania, we'd know where it came from, right? So that's what he was saying. And why wasn't that investigated early? And why, I don't know if that would have stopped or saved any lives if we did investigate this early on.
I think so.
Would we have been able to stop? I think what it actually did is cause a division, right? And people were fighting instead of it being, okay, we having a common enemy. You know how Ronald Reagan would be like, one day I would like to have a vision of aliens coming down and threatening
It
the
would be-
world, and what would we all do? Like all our petty differences would go away because we
Yeah.
need to fight that common enemy.
Yeah.
And so that's I think what the left tries to do with like the racism. Who's against racism? But for some reason, if you're against it, you're the racist. That Kafka thing. There goes Jon Stewart just being. Okay, so anyways.
Well, and I just want to say, like, this, you know, what Jon Stewart is saying and what we've been saying on the show, like, it sucks how people were so manipulated to believe that was true. That there's no possible way.
Well, exactly right.
You know what I mean?
Because of the way media portrayed
Yes.
it. Like what we kept hearing during the impeachment, the second impeachment of Donald Trump was like, oh, there was a man, one of the Capitol Police. He was killed, hit by a fire extinguisher, and he was killed.
And that wasn't true.
It absolutely wasn't, but it was treated as if that was the fact.
Yep.
And it's going to go down in history as the fact because people will rewatch that or they've heard that themselves. The protesting at Lafayette Square or Park, where everyone was saying, even the politicians were saying, oh, he tear gassed a bunch of peaceful protesters for a photo op.
Yep.
When clearly wasn't that. The IG report had said, no, that wasn't the case at all.
Well,
moving on.
And I was going to say, and just to answer your question, like, would it have saved lives? Yeah, because I feel like the other thing that could have saved lives was people using hydroxychloroquine who were in the beginning stages of getting COVID. Like, it had so many promising results, but the media made it seem like Trump was crazy in touting hydroxychloroquine that people didn't want to take it. So how many people are the media responsible for killing, for withholding information that should have been helping them to get to be healthier?
What's the agenda? You know what was with the hydroxychloroquine? I remember, I think we talked about it back then. It was that they were saying he holds stock in a company that makes hydroxychloroquine. And that was the reasoning behind it. Of course, Trump doesn't do anything for goodness. It's always for some sort of reason of selfishness.
But why don't they ask that same question with Bill Gates and Fauci with the fucking COVID vaccine?
Okay, here we go again
right?
with the conspiracy.
You want to tell me, oh, well, look at Trump. He had fucking stock. Well, what about Bill Gates and
What
Fauci,
about Bill Gates?
who have more
I don't
than
care
just
about
stock?
no Bill Gates. Now listen, it's me. It's your boy Tony. Okay,
Tony.
I've been on your show many times. It's terrible. I'm not a big fan of your emergency podcast. Okay, it's not great.
Not so much of a fan of your vaccine, Tony.
Well, I didn't create it, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, you did.
No,
You created the Wuhan bat.
No,
that spread it.
You are clearly wrong.
Gain of function.
We've never funded gain of function research at the Wuhan coronavirus gain of function research laboratory. I mean, it's not gain of function research laboratory.
What about Peter Daszak?
I'm not a big fan of the Misfits.
Nice.
I don't listen to punk rock music.
What I'm saying is, Fauci,
okay,
you are responsible for killing people because you withheld information. You are responsible.
I didn't. Did I kill anybody?
Well, you think you're the god of science now?
Did I kill anybody?
Do you think you're the god of science?
Did I kill anybody personally?
Yes.
No. You are a liar. A no good piece of shit.
Why did you turn into Arnold?
A piece of shit. You're a liar.
You are a liar.
You are a liar. No, that was not Arnold.
But that's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
come on, piece of shit.
That's what they're right. What did they try to pin on Trump? Trump, because he said
he deserved every last bit.
No. But Trump with the fucking fish cleaner or whatever. They were trying to make it seem like, look, he killed people because he's giving bad information. If they're going to go there with Trump and say Trump is killing people because he's giving bad information, then Republicans or people on the right should say Fauci killed people because he gave them wrong information. We're just playing what they're saying. They're doing the same thing.
Well, especially because he could have said something about masks. Because if he was worried about the paucity of masks, the availability of them, and I said it's the paucity. I choose my words very, very carefully. That we eventually would say, no, you can do bandanas or whatever, right? Some sort of cloth. And then he could have just said that from the beginning, and could have saved some lives, because if masks do work, as you know, he said they do prevent from droplets from getting in and causing the novel coronavirus.
The novel.
I mean, maybe he was right. Maybe he should have done that, but instead he admitted he lied, and then he said double masks. How many times does he keep recommending things? But when we asked, okay, not we, but when I forgot who asked him exactly, like, what about protesting? You know, everyone was locked down, but they were allowed protesting, and well, people were saying, oh, most of them were wearing masks, and it was such a big deal if Republicans or conservatives would hold a protest about the lockdowns
or go to
looking at
church.
these people and they're fucking, and then go to church. It's such an attack. I wish there wasn't so much goddamn division in this fucking country. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
How people now are so judgy. Like, why do I have to acknowledge somebody is trans? Why can't I just look at them and just whatever? You know, just tell me what you want me to call them.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, I got it. I don't need to celebrate them. They don't need to celebrate me.
Yeah.
Why is there no straight Pride Month? You know, it's enough of this. And if they do that straight Pride Month, what is that going to be
That's
called?
so stupid.
Homophobic or something. Like, why isn't there straightophobic out there? Why isn't there straightophobic?
There should be.
Whitophobics. When anyone criticizes white people, you go, you sound a little whitophobic right
Or
now.
Anglophobic.
Anglophobic. There you go.
That's a good one.
Anglo-sexy. Sound a little Anglophobic there.
Yeah, man. You're being Anglophobic, bro.
What's with the Anglophobic racist remarks, bro?
Yo, dude, that's Anglophobia, bro.
Yeah. Why isn't that a thing?
Should be.
Instead, every other thing, we're hiring for diversity. Basically, everything else is diverse.
It's like everything is fighting against white.
Anglophobe. Yeah.
Anglo-
Anglophobia. Anglo.
Anglophile? A person England or Britain?
Having a strong dislike of England or Britain. Well, we are from. I mean, I'm not from there, but
we did come from
this
there.
country is. Yeah. I feel like I have to defend white people,
and it's
a lot.
I mean, I don't mind it. I'm married to a white girl, so I don't mind that at all. But
yeah, but
it's annoying.
It's not like I'd call them out if they done some shitty stuff, but like what we have going on today, what's being called racist today, is simply just not. Just point out the actual racist. Like, do you think anyone actually likes the KKK? Like, even like actual conservatives, if they saw like KKK guys, they'd be like, these fucking stupid little fuckers, right?
They're probably the people who everybody doesn't like.
Nobody likes them.
Nobody likes the KKK or fucking white supremacists.
Like, nobody.
Nobody. There is not a person that does, other than other white supremacists.
Nobody likes white supremacists. Like, black people don't like going down on chicks. I thought that was a thing. I heard about that.
Well, it's weird because like
nobody.
Those. I don't get where. Again, I don't need a white person to affirm me. That's the frustrating part. It's like, what do you want? You've gotten everything you wanted, right? Like, I think as Hispanics, as blacks, as Asians, and all that kind of shit in the world, in America, we're treated pretty equally now. Maybe 5-10 years ago, I would say we weren't. 20 years ago, definitely not.
I'm a non-white. Everyone should be proud of their heritage, including white people.
He also said he's super straight. That means he's gay.
I'm super straight. Who politicizes science? The left, almost exclusively. I mean,
sure. Oh, he linked a YouTube video.
I can see BuzzFeed articles. 9 reasons cancer research perpetuates white supremacy. Oh, boy. Did you see Jon Stewart make Stephen Colbert uncomfortable about the Wuhan? Yeah, I mean, you see, like, Colbert, like, it's all like, no, man.
So
we did not talk about this. What the hell? Well, why is such hatred? Like, people still blame Trump for, I think there was a poll that came out. Like, who do you blame for the economy right now? And everyone's like, fucking Trump.
AOC still blaming him for fucking her grandma.
Yeah, is she? I thought she's over that.
No, but I mean, around that time, she was still blaming Trump for shit.
Oh, I mean, yeah, she was like, thanks a lot, Trump.
Yeah.
Because Trump, I guess, blocked aid to go there. I don't know if that's true. Maybe it was, but
Yeah, it's so weird, dude. I don't get how people don't see the fucking bias, man. It drives me crazy sometimes.
it's a shame.
Because it's so apparent. You know, like when you see it, like it's hard not to see it. You know what I mean? And there's so many times where like I see it in movies and TVs and ads and all this bullshit in church, and it's so frustrating because it's just like, when are you gonna learn? When are you gonna learn? Stop doing this shit.
Continue on.
But and it's frustrating because we go round and round in this circle of, no, it's your fault. And I've talked about this before. I think one of the main reasons why we continue to do that is because we don't ever want to take self-responsibility. We don't want to say, hey, right, black community, maybe the reason that our murder rate is so high is because we're the problem. We keep killing each other. Hey, Hispanics, maybe the reason why the death rate is so high in a lot of our communities because of drugs and all these other things, or because of crossing the border and shit. Maybe you should fix yourself. Stop trying to fix other people and fix yourself. No, it's a lot easier when you're a leftist to say it's their fault, not mine. I'm perfect. I'm great. I grew up getting a trophy for everything I did because I was never told that I was bad. I was never told I was ugly. I was told that I was the greatest thing on earth. And now you're alive and you're saying, why am I not getting what I want?
Well, this is racism at its loudest. Maybe it's about to
Probably.
die. Maybe we can name the episode something to the effect that racism is its loudest before it dies.
The banshee of racism.
Yeah, something like that. Let's get out of here pretty soon. I think I have only one more thing left. I think that was pretty much all. Oh, yeah, I wanted to do this wearing a mask outside. The great Ami Horowitz went out to New York City and just asked people that were wearing a mask. If you can go to that link. Did you find it there? And he went and asked them why they're wearing a mask when they're wearing a mask. And the answers they give are quite weird. I don't know if they're weird, but I think they're becoming more common to hear. So let's watch this first for a moment there, and you can make sure the audio is up there. Start it from the beginning.
I'm not sure why.
Good news for you.
You
You don't have to wear a mask anywhere outside.
Okay. There you go.
All right. How do you feel?
The same.
Daily Wire, Ami
I'm Ami
Horowitz.
Horowitz, and some people are still wearing their masks outside who are fully vaccinated, even though the science says they don't have to. Let's find out why. Why are you wearing a mask outside?
It feels weird not to. I just like it. I got used to it. I don't mind wearing it. I guess I'm just used to it, I guess.
I just have it on. I forgot it was on.
You forgot it was on? Are you vaccinated? Why are you wearing a mask outside? What's your thought process?
No comment.
I just feel like I have to wear it. I don't know why. I just want to wear it.
Yeah, I guess like my friends wear them, so I'm like, if I might as well just too.
I feel like I won't take off my mask until everybody does.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We
Peer pressure. Role modeling, right?
I mean, it's just there's a lot of anxieties with taking the mask off, you know, for the first time. So it's
Because
probably
it's been so long.
yeah, it's like a social anxiety at this point. It's just mental well-being and stuff.
So it's virtually impossible to get coronavirus outside while you're vaccinated.
Okay.
Does that change your thought process at all?
I mean,
or-
not really. I'm just gonna keep wearing it. I personally still wouldn't want to take the risk anyway, and I don't trust anyone else. So I'm just doing it for my own
Even if the
health.
science said it was like basically impossible, it still doesn't matter?
Yeah.
Do you still drive a car?
Because I want to protect others, and there's still risk no matter what.
So the science says it's virtually impossible to get the coronavirus if you're vaccinated or spread it while you're outside.
Sure.
Does that change your thought at all?
I know that,
Right.
but it
Okay.
also sets an example, a visual example. That's how I feel sometimes.
Is it so bad that they wear masks? I mean, let them wear their mask, right? It's sort of, it's a different approach to when they weren't supposed to be, when people weren't wearing masks, what you would do. It's not like, oh, just let them not wear the mask. It was endless amounts of videos on Reddit showing that people getting confronted over not wearing masks and everything in a public place. And now it's the complete opposite now. We're not seeing any of that. And it's just like, oh, just let them be. Let them wear their silly little mask. But their reasons are weird that they're putting it. You know, they're saying it's like the peer pressure. Oh, it feels weird. Oh, I haven't gotten used to doing it yet. It's quite crazy how people have taken this. So I guess it is a serious disease to some people, but it's quite odd to see people still wearing masks outside. It's becoming now not normal again. It's like completely stopped for me. Like I still forget to put them on when I need to.
I never wear one.
And I never wear one. I have to wear one at times at work, but
I never wear one.
For the most of the time at work, I don't.
You know what?
wear one.
I'm sorry. I do wear one. You
Yeah.
know when I wear one?
At the gym.
When I'm taking out my cat's shit. Because
Oh.
I don't want to smell it.
Yeah.
That's the only time I wear a mask is when I'm taking my cat's poop out because my wife's pregnant. She can't do it anymore. So I'm the one that fucking does it. That's the only time I wear. That's it, dude. And I was gonna say the reason I think it's bad that people are still wearing the mask is for that very reason. They don't know why. If you know why you're doing it and you have an actual stance of well, like if you're in your head you think well that 0.1% chance of or that 0.1% chance that I may catch it, I'm wearing okay, cool. But when you're saying I don't know or because my friends or well I just always have it on now. No, you should know why you do what you do.
And it's those surgical masks. Those aren't for like respiratory
Yeah,
diseases.
at
I mean,
all.
they do block some, I guess. It's better than nothing, right? I mean, a mustache does the trick.
Yeah.
Just like scoot your mustache up, do the duck lips, and you get yourself a filter, a mustache filter.
Yeah, we're created with a filter already. That's what your nose hairs are for.
That's right. Don't trim them.
Yeah.
Let them grow free.
Bush out, baby.
That's right. My nose bush is the biggest.
Be like, oh, you got a mustache? No, it's just my nose hairs. I comb them like a stash.
That's funny. It'd be so funny if it does come out into a little pencil mustache there. Let's see what we got here. Free blankies and virtual signaling. Why do people wear masks alone in the car?
Oh,
now,
that's so annoying.
I think there's a reason for, and it may be because of this, because there's still a requirement for like
Ubers
Lyft
and
and,
shit like that.
Uber, so they're driving around with a mask just to.
But I
whatever.
understand you're driving around when you have the person in your car. If the person isn't in your car and you're just fucking cruising, take your fucking mask off, dude.
Well,
come on.
Maybe they got a camera in there or something. They want to make sure they're on the clock. And
that's so stupid.
Uber's making sure of all that.
Uber would.
That should go away soon. I mean, there's still a lot of like you got to wear a mask to get into some places, but then second you sit down, like restaurants are still like that, right? For the most part.
Nah, not one I've
No?
gone to.
Good.
My wife wears a mask because when she says she's pregnant, so she doesn't want to risk it, and she'll do it out of respect for people. I just stop. I'm like, I'm not giving anybody and if we go somewhere and they say I need it and I ain't got one, I'm fucking walking out. We'll go eat somewhere else. I don't care.
That's right. Yeah, I've always said that too. If they try to stop me and say I have to wear a mask, I'm be like, all right, well, that's cool. There's other places to eat.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line, right?
Well, and this is what we say. You vote with your dollar.
That's right.
That's how you vote. You want to show people what you're for. Don't go to their businesses and go to businesses that you do agree with.
That's why you're not on Netflix.
Exactly. That's why I'm not on Netflix anymore.
You're missing out on a great show called Kim's
Cuties?
Convenience. Kim's Convenience, man. That's a great show. Let's finish the rest of this movie and get out of here.
Put it on.
Because you almost feel like almost a compulsion to do it because we've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the right thing to say. It's like a pacifier.
Very
a little
interesting.
kid has his pacifier.
Sure.
You want to take it away, and he cries, don't take it away.
I like virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Because what you're supposed to do. It's also a little bit of a protest in a way.
The protest being
Well, I shouldn't be given the privilege to not wear a mask.
I shouldn't be given the privilege not to wear a mask. I shouldn't have been given the privilege.
So you're enslaving yourself.
Yeah, some people are just, I thought people aren't sheep, but there are definitely sheepish people out there that will listen to their monkey overlords.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is.
I had COVID.
So you're triple.
I'm triple.
So why? So why do you think you're doing it?
I think
it's virtually impossible to get coronavirus outside while you're vaccinated.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because I have been so infuriated at people who didn't wear a mask when the whole year. So it's like a display of I still care.
Like my roommate this year was gonna be from Singapore before everything changed, and I would just see videos on his Instagram of like going out clubbing and stuff, just because it was safe over there, and it was kind of like, oh man, like if we had actually handled this well, be able to like do stuff, but I'm just stuck inside.
If we handle it better, we could be doing X than everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take them off. Come on, take them off. Come on.
Oh my
You do
God.
succumb to peer pressure. Jeez.
She just did. By you telling her to take it off.
That's right. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. If you like our content, like, subscribe, and share. Hit the bell icon for all notifications to our new videos coming out. There's
We're
a lot,
on all platforms.
We're on all platforms, and be sure to, treat it nicely. Don't give us any bad reviews. If you don't like us, just, fuck off.
Yeah. Or message me on Facebook.
Tell us why we're shitty, and maybe we'll consider it, because I probably agree with you. I'm like, yeah, we definitely need to do that. We got more videos coming out where we're going to make new videos, videos on the side, all these extra contents.
We're on Patreon.
We have our Patreon.
Exclusive content.
Mm-hmm.
We have exclusive content. What do we have there?
Yeah, we've got some stuff there.
What do we have there?
Oh, you're going to put me on the spot. We've got some best stuff from the rewatch party.
Ooh.
Best stuff from the rewatch party, huh?
Yeah.
You put together some stuff?
Yep.
Oh, wow. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
If you're a big fan of the rewatch party, check that out. That is another show on our network.
Yeah.
So every Sunday, a new episode comes out where we go through the A through Z of Nick Ryder's movie collection. And no, you cannot add anything to it.
Smooth jazz.
So watch that. We've got the mustache video out. We're going to have a bonsai video out. We're going to show you how to make one from nursery stock at Home Depot. You can spend, maybe I can make a thing where we give you the list of how much it costs.
Oh,
to do it all.
yeah,
And you
that's
can
true.
do this for under $40. That'll be part of the thumbnail. Anyways, that's for off the air stuff. So if you like our content, blah, 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 blah. So for Brandon the Hearted Mitchell, for exactly David Aguilar, I'm Los saying, be cool, stay hip. That's right. That's right.